video. So today I have really dirty glasses and I can barely see out of them. It's very unfortunate. What books did I read this month? I don't even remember, guys. Do I look okay? Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up video, but before I go into that, I want to apologize because it has been 2 weeks since I uploaded my last video, which was a vlog, and you guys seem to be liking the vlogs. I really love filming the vlogs, so that's all good and fine. But March hasn't been a great month for content on my channel, and I do apologize for that, but I got sick again. You might be able to hear it in my voice. And then I had spring break this past week, and I just had a lot going on during that week. Also, my neighbors are building a house, and it's very loud, and we can't seem to work out a schedule. Like every time I film, I swear, it's like they're getting off their coffee break or whatever, and the drills and all the noise comes on. So it's just been a little bit of a challenging month. March has been, but it's also been a great month. It was my birthday month, and I will be having a birthday book haul for you guys coming up very soon. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to catch you guys up on what's been going on. Not a lot, but again, if you want to like know what's going on with me, like for instance, if you don't see me regularly uploading, follow me on Instagram because I do Insta stories pretty much every day. And a lot of people from YouTube do follow me on Instagram, but honestly, that seems like really self-absorbed, thinking that you guys care enough about me to like follow me on Instagram. So it's completely up to you, completely up to you. All right, so now that I have babbled on, and on and on, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the books that I read in March. I read 4 books during the month of March, and you know, that's not like my best, but it's by no means my worst. And I really enjoyed all the books that I read this month for the most part, so pretty happy about it. First book that I picked up in March is The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Hillig. This was a buddy read with my friend Adriana over at Perpetual Pages. I will link her channel down below. If you guys for some reason haven't checked her out, do that thing now. The Girl from Everywhere follows a girl named Nyx, and Nyx lives on a pirate ship with her father and the rest of their crew, but they're not just traveling on the ocean. They can actually find maps to specifically where they want to go and travel back in time. Nyx's father, however, is obsessed with traveling back to a time before she was born so that he can save his wife from her impending death. Understandably, Nyx is really concerned because she's like, okay, if we go back to a time where I don't exist, am I going to cease to exist? I really enjoyed the relationship between Nyx and her father. It was very complex, and at some points I really did want to hate her dad, but he really is just like a hopeless romantic wanting to get back to the love of his life, but he also loves his daughter. It's like, again, very complex, very interesting, and I also really enjoyed the character of Nyx, and the romance in this was also really good. It wasn't like insta love by any means, and I really enjoyed that about it. I will say that I got a bit confused during the book because certain plot points would pop out of nowhere seemingly, and I would just be like going back through the pages and being like, did I miss something? What? How did that come into play? So it was a little confusing at times, and that just kind of knocked it off a star for me, star and a half, I guess. But overall, I did enjoy this book. I really loved the writing style. I really enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the plot when it was making sense, and I am going to continue on with the series. Really looking forward to finishing up the duology, hopefully very soon. The next book that I picked up in March is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. I think that's how you say it. I used to say Kendar, but I've heard a lot of people saying Kendara. So I feel like she should have an accent in her name somewhere, but anyway, whatever. This book follows a monarchy where into every generation, 3 triplet girls are born. And then when they become of age, which is 16, they all have to fight to the death to choose who is going to rule. Marabella is the oldest, I believe, and she is an elementalist, which means that she can control water, fire, air, you know, all of the elements. And she is the most gifted out of the triplets. She is the one that everyone has pegged for being the queen, but she doesn't desire to be the queen, or rather she doesn't want to kill her sisters to become queen. Catherine, I think that's how you say it. I was calling her Catherine in my head, but I think it's Catherine. She is the next sister, and she's a poisoner, so she can ingest poisons, and that's kind of her power. She can also poison other people, but she's also the weakest. Then comes Arsenault, and Arsenault is, what is she? A naturalist? I think it's like she can make plants grow and stuff. I mean, if I had to pick one of the powers, I would definitely want to be an elementalist. The rest of it, just, I don't know, just not as cool. I will say that Arsenault is my favorite character though. To me, it feels like the Tudor era mixed with like fantasy and magic, and I just think it's pretty fantastic. I'm actually going to be picking up the sequel next month. Really looking forward to it. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I can't remember why I knocked off a star. So it obviously wasn't that important. The next book that I picked up in March was one of my most anticipated winter releases, and it was Restore Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is the 4th book in the Shatter Me series. Now I can't really go into a lot of detail because it is the 4th book in the series, but for those of you who don't know, Shatter Me is a series that follows a young woman named Juliet, and she has been sent to an asylum because she has a lethal touch. When she touches people, she kills them, and she doesn't mean to, but because of it, she has been locked away. In comes the reestablishment, which is the corrupt government and this dystopian world, and basically they want to use Juliet for themselves, to control her, to basically just use her as a killing machine, and she ain't about that life. So she starts to fight back. I was so excited for Restore Me. I really, really was, and I was completely let down. In fact, this book took me about 2.5 weeks to finish because it put me in such a slump. I really felt like Tahereh Mafi had been gone from the world too long, and I kind of just felt like she completely lost touch with the characters in the world and was unable to write it convincingly anymore. It felt like I was reading something else. It didn't feel like the same characters. They felt like strangers to me. And it's not a case where I can be like, well, I read the series so long ago. Maybe it's me. Maybe I fell out of love with the series. That's not the case because I just reread the series and I enjoyed it. But I didn't enjoy this book at all. I know I'm in the minority, but I gotta stick to what I feel, and what I feel is that Restore Me was crap. I ended up giving it a 2 out of 5 stars. I don't know, I'm kind of torn. I'm sure that I will pick up the next book in hopes that it will be better, but right now I'm just incredibly disappointed and really wishing she had stuck to a trilogy. The final book that I picked up in March is The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This is an adult mystery, suspense, thriller. So the story starts out following Ted and Lily, 2 strangers who happen to meet in an airport and decide to have a drink with each other and just kind of get to know each other. During their talk, Ted reveals to Lily that he has recently caught his wife cheating on him, to which Lily replies, okay, well, what are you gonna do about it? To which Ted jokingly replies, I kind of want to kill her. To which Lily replies, I think you should. That being the first chapter was just like, well, okay, I'm glued in. This story had a lot of parts in it that really took me by surprise, things that I was not expecting, and I really do enjoy the suspense thriller genre, as you guys know. So I feel like I'm pretty good at guessing the twists and the, you know, figuring out what's gonna happen. But this really just took me by surprise the whole way through. I read it in a little over a day, and I do highly recommend it. The only thing that I didn't absolutely love is that the characters were kind of one-dimensional. I feel like with the exception of one character, there just could have been more background, more detail, more something about them to make me connect with them, to make me feel for them. And there wasn't a lot of that. But again, the plot was just like so fast paced and it totally caught me by surprise. So I did end up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. In the comments below, I would love to know what your favorite book you read in March was, and also if you read any of these books, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, all of those things that you know. I want to know. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.